Welcome to the Chatterbox Hour, the show where we dive deep into the minds of today's most creative geniuses, or in this case, absolute maniacs. I'm Cindy Chatterbox, and today I'm both excited and mildly concerned to be joined by the creators of the worldwide hit podcast, Umbrellaholics. Please welcome Beck and Jay Maniac.
Hi, Cindy.
Hey, how you doing?
Now, Umbrellaholics. For those who've never spiraled into that black hole, isn't just a podcast. It's a journey into the surreal. So tell me, how did this all start? Did someone wake up one day and say, hey, let's throw society into a blender and see what happens?
Pretty much. I mean, it was either start a podcast or burn the house down for insurance money. I mean, Jay said, we're already insane. Well, let's try and monetize it. So here we are, disturbing the masses.
Yeah, and therapy's a bit expensive and shrinks fall asleep when you're venting to them, which they've done to me many times. Besides, if you're going to spiral, might as well do it in stereo, like that song there from the Cars. How's it go? Eh, 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 eh. Like that.
It's the same moving
stereo.
stereo.
Life's the same.
Great song.
But you're not moving, you're spiraling. Remember that. Plus, our imaginary friends don't accept copays, unfortunately. They're sticklers like that, bastards.
So it's like group therapy, but with more public embarrassment?
Exactly. It's like screaming into the void, but then the void now has non-paying ad sponsors and non-existent merch store.
Yeah, you'd be amazed at how much Void merch sells. Void mugs, Void hats, Void bongs, Void hoons, our favorite. We're thinking of launching a Scream pillow next. Now hear us out. Perfect for family gatherings and great for the kitties, the little kitties. Oh, they love them, the little kitties. And besides the pillow, we have many other earth-shattering products the public really needs, even though they don't know it yet. We read your thoughts, like psychical abilities. We know your secrets. We have a calendar of hot older celebrities on the printing press, with the newest edition being Beck's new favorite. I don't know if it overtakes Kate. What's her name?
No, she's number 2. Kate Winslet.
And Monica Bellucci's the newest edition. Besides that, 2 restaurant ideas, Carnival Food and the Electric Amish, which is basically just a restaurant full of our favorite Amish foods like pretzel wrapped ham and cheese and shit like that.
If you don't know, you don't know about the Amish food.
It's like crack, yo.
That's comforting. Anyway, your podcast is full of bizarre skits, deranged motivational speakers, existential crises, and characters that sound like they've escaped from a bad acid trip. Where do you come up with this stuff?
Life and, of course, some weed, the happy smoke, the good smoke. If you ever waited in line at the bodega behind somebody buying lottery tickets. Yesterday, I had a scratchy where I won $7 and I wanted to get a 5 and like a quick pick of like Mega or something. And I go in one of the bodegas. You just hear this.
Give me a 5 on 4.
Like multiple people around me scratching. And a dude comes walking in and he sees I'm online. He goes,
hey, buddy, give me an 8 on 5 and a 6.5 on the 4.
Oh my God.
And you're hearing just,
give me an 8 on 6 and a 50 across and
and there's like 10 of them. And I go, what the f? And I got out of there. It's like the stock market or calculus. I can't understand it. They have these lingo words like
50 across the board, 54 and 4, 4.5 and a half across the column.
And I'm going, what is this? Which we've deemed the scratchy crowd, the scratchy gang, I think. Or tried to navigate a customer service bot who wants to know your life story. You've seen the darker side of existence. So we just take those experiences, turn up the weird and fuck them up. We ask you, hey man, are you fucked up? And if you said,
nah,
well then you need to snort a bit of more madness. Just crank the absurdity up to 11. The crazier the better. Our rule in writing, I guess our number one rule in writing is if we die laughing, it stays, no matter how crazy it
Absolutely.
is.
Yeah.
That's pretty much key. Yeah.
Yeah, it's all about seeing the world a little differently. I mean, it helps that we really have an overactive imagination, both of us. Like, what if a monster truck just randomly started running people over in a quiet library? Or what if this weird robot demon lady saw you in the meat section of Walmart and starts an uprising? We went to Wally World. As I'm walking towards Kat, I glance down, and there is a 6'4" woman who has a cart. She has hair that's scraggly black.
Huh.
And it had robot arms on both arms,
Okay.
all the way from the shoulder. It had black metal, and then at the end, there was a silver claw on each arm.
Wow.
It totally looked like something.
This is Halloween. This is Halloween.
I just couldn't help. I had to look at the face. Is that a guy? Is that a girl? It's so big. It looked sci-fi. I thought it was a robot. It had half a face and bug eyes. I tried not to look while we passed it. When we passed it,
I like how you're saying it.
I've never seen anything like this in my life. It was the scariest. If you saw what I saw, you would have nightmares. Because if you, I don't even know if you could imagine this thing even walking towards you. And then it went over and was trying to pick up meat with the claws. And I said, Kat, did you see that? And she's like,
Yeah, but I didn't stare.
did you see the face?
No, because I didn't want to make eye contact.
What the hell happened? And haven't they come far enough to have prosthetics that look kind of real? Like you have to have giant eye robot? I mean, this is like
Danger, Will Robinson! Danger! No, Will Robinson! Danger!
arms.
Meanwhile, this chick goes home. Let's say it's a chick. This chick goes home. And they're like, did you go out? Did you go to Walmart?
Yeah,
Well, see, you're making progress.
but everybody looks at me funny.
I had to look. I've seen people with prosthetic legs or, no legs. I've seen all kinds of people, but nothing that looked straight out of Tim Burton's Nightmare Before Christmas. It's just out on a Saturday afternoon, just picking up meat, red meat.
You ever see the Instagram thing, people at Walmart?
Yeah,
All right.
I
You
have-
couldn't tell if it was a girl or a dude.
it was a girl. I think it was a girl.
It was a girl.
A very giant girl that had robot arms, and something was wrong with the head. I would have swore I was looking at an alien demon or something. Like I've never seen anything like that in my life.
An alien demon.
That thing's going to show up in my nightmares now.
Something happened.
Something
You
happened.
know?
It was like an experiment. It looked like the dude that made Edward Scissorhands got a hold of this girl and did something.
Or the island of Dr. Moreau where they
Yes.
test with
Yes.
animals and people.
The arms came down like almost to the knees. She had silver claws, like a claw machine claws. At least give her black ones to blend in with her black arms that are hanging. You would wake up next to that and you'd have a heart attack. You could not.
Well, they gave it claw hands like the game, but those claws never keep anything picked up.
That's the thing.
Shit slides right out of it.
Or like, what if your refrigerator starts sexting you?
I think I need a new fridge. But seriously, how much of this is improv? Some of your skits are so off the rails. I have to know, are they scripted or do you just let insanity take the wheel?
It's a mix. I mean, we usually come up with an outline, enough structure to hold things together, and then a script. But we like to let things spiral out of control. It's like making a cake and saying, let's see what happens if we use firecrackers instead of candles. And then before we know it, the whole thing's on fire.
Yeah, it starts with, let's write about a vampire. And the vampire would be like, I'm going to suck you. And then the next thing you know, it's a romantic comedy where Dracula's in couples therapy with the Wolfman and someone's singing about oat milk or something like that. It morphs constantly. I have to say, our voice actors, and we truly mean this, are the meat of everything. We wouldn't have what we do without them. We just do the skeleton of the script and they flesh it out, sometimes a lot of times in surprising and hilarious ways. And we always ask anybody we work with what their first instinct is, and they go from there. It's really important to let them, the artists, take the lead and do what they do best, because they seriously rock. We love them to bits and always appreciate that they are just as fucked up as us, and that's why we're all maniacs.
That sounds like an experience. Now, On a scale from 1 to should be medicated, how unhinged are your podcast personas?
Oh yeah, we're a solid 13. We've always been and always will be ultimately certifiable, I would say. We really shouldn't be in society, polite society. We're like that friend that shows up to the party that's a little touched in the head, a little fog in the brain, a little like that, but we don't kick them out because the party wouldn't be quite the same without him. Like Styles and Teen Wolf. Controlled mania, like Belushi. Fun, safe, dangerous mania. Life is fucking boring. Let's go to the razor's edge a bit. Take a peek into the abyss. In my opinion, it would be as if John Belushi and Willy Wonka had a kid. It's all about going over the edge, looking over the edge, and lighting a hoon, and just fucking chilling out. And just
Yeah.
saying, look at that.
We don't dial it back. I mean, if we ever started acting normal, people would call 911 just to make sure we're still alive.
Yeah, we embrace the unhinged lifestyle and always have, even since the 90s, when we were young and dumb. Honestly, if we started acting like normal people, I think our German listeners would be worried, and that wouldn't be ideal because we want to party in a rundown cement factory with them, asbestos and all, with hard-ass drum and bass blasting out our eardrums. So yeah, I say to yous around the world, be ready, you punks. Make sure you hydrate before we meet. You're gonna need it. Oh, and call in sick the next day. And double O. And cancel all Rolodex appointments for the next week. It's going to be harrowing and messy. Does that sound good? Does that sound capiche?
I'd probably be one of those people. What's the most awkward or unexpected moment you've had working together?
Do you want to go first on that one, Jay?
Jeez, I got to think about that a second.
One time we were writing and he just started screaming for no reason. Totally freaked me out. I mean, I had a mini heart attack. And I'm like, what's going on? Here I am on this side of the microphone thinking, as we're writing, thinking he's having a heart attack. There's something that happened horrific. I might have to call 911 for him. But it turns out his rubber ring fell off and was coming down him and he thought it was a spider.
Well, my pocket had a hole in it. So when I would put my hand in my pocket or whatever and pull it out, the ring fell out and went through the hole in my pocket and made its way down my leg. So it felt like something crawling down my leg.
So that's the shit. I mean, that's what really, it's unexpected. I think it really wakes us up and gets us recharged.
I would just say, well, with us at 3:00 when we're done, suddenly it just gets crazy. And we're like, why does it always happen at 3:00? And we're dying
That's
laughing.
true. Yeah.
In terms of actors, I mean, everybody does something unexpected and funny, but I can only think of the latest one, which is Peter doing Delve. We were recording with him, and he was having some drinky drinks, which is cool. I'm a drinky drink guy, and then he just busted out with a De Niro level Delve,
Full Daniel Day level.
Alucard! Well, if it isn't my watered down little brother, Dalv.
Fuck you, man! This castle belongs to me!
It would have if you born 2 years earlier, but you were oopsie baby.
It's time we settle the castle deed once and for all. There can only be one count like the Highlander.
I'm in the middle of ball. Why we don't settle this at after party?
No, we settle now with Game of Rochambeau.
Gentlemen, prepare your fingers. You're either gonna throw out a rock, paper, or scissors, alright?
Yes, we know the rules. We've lived 700 years. We know what we're doing.
Go!
Transylvania 65000. I win. Fang beat rock.
No, there is no Fang. It's rock, paper, scissors.
It's my party. I make rook. Fang destroy rock.
No, it wouldn't, brother. If you beat a rock, you destroy Fang, and then you have to go to Jaws and Claws Dental Spa.
Thank God through bone, no?
But Rock would break bone too. Judges, let's go to judge.
Rock beats Fang.
We want instant replay. Go to monitor.
We don't have a monitor, dude. Besides, you wouldn't show up on it anyway. One nut and go again.
Transylvania 65000. What are you doing?
Fang beat scissors.
There are no Fang in this game. You are cheat. This is skullduggery. You can't bite Caesar. The metal would cut teeth. You would have to go to Jaws and Claws Dental Spa.
Well, I did bite men with chainmail once.
Judges, I demand a recount.
The call on the field, upon further review, is Fang beat scissors.
I want to appeal that decision.
Well, we're the judges. Overruled. Them's the breaks.
We couldn't believe it. And I think we've had that with everybody, including everybody. Everybody's done that at some point, but I'm just trying to think of the latest one. But yeah, everybody, it's always surprising.
I would pay so much money to have seen that. Now, if you could have any guest on your show, who would it be?
Nicolas Cage, hands down. He's the patron saint of chaos, and we're pretty sure he'd just get us, The episode would write itself.
Yeah, and then he'd deliver a dramatic monologue or lines about the plight of cursed fruit. Instant classic. Like, huh? Yeah? Huh? Can you just fucking hold the lighter? Huh? Like, I don't know if that was my best Nicolas Cage, but whatever. I'm trying to smoke here. That's even worse. Whatever.
I don't even know who that sounded like.
Yeah,
I'm trying to smoke here.
I don't remember him going here. Yeah, he's rad, but I would love to raise from the dead Gene Wilder. I think he's one of my favorite controlled chaos people. But both are tornadoes of fun. But if I had to pick somebody living, it would probably be Jeff Goldblum. Because he just would be like, okay, another bad fucking one. We like people who are in their own little world.
That sounds iconic. Okay, which character or voice you've created deserves more airtime?
Every one of our voice actors has that character I'd like to see a bit more of. Mistress is a favorite of mine. We came up with her kind of early.
What is that you're drinking there, low rot?
I just happen to be enjoying some artisanal crafted Mendes brandy.
Does it happen to be from Sri Lanka?
Yes, it is.
Does it also happen to come in a 24-karat gold box with a dragon engraved upon it?
Let me check. Yeah, matter of fact, it's kind of pretty.
You fool! That was a gift for saving the great King Maharaja from the Turkish Scimitar Claw Gang. Do you know how many of them I had to slay to earn the respect of the Hindu prince? And did you know, as I laid in recovery after the fierce battle, all I did was dream of that honey nectar kissing my palate and savoring the sweet taste of victory?
Well, there's like a shot left if you want it.
Do you even realize how priceless just the bottle itself is?
And everybody has that role that they nail. And for Lizzie, that is that one. Alucard. I love Maria as well. We weren't sure about Alucard and Maria. And then they took it over and it was awesome. The Atomic Punks, of course. Because I can never get enough of fucking hurry up, you cunt. You div. Like, they're just the best. Yeah, I love it.
I have to agree with him that every one of our voice actors does have that character that we'd like to see more of. Like, if we could write them in almost every scene, we would, because we always feel like we're leaving somebody out. But for me, Delve is a new favorite, but my all-time
judges. It all starts with judges.
It's true. I'm always thinking of new things with Delve. I'm always like, oh, I'll see something on TV and I'll go, oh, that's going to be a good skit. But my all-time favorite is Edna, because she's been an OG since season 1. She has this abrasive beauty about her, and I think she's a fan favorite too. Every actor is so talented, and all the characters really bring the whole cast and the building to life.
Yeah, well, about Edna, not only is she our mom's favorites,
Oh yeah,
among others,
yeah.
but like when we did it might have been the first episode where I ran into her on the street. With her, she would give it back to me, and it just became, "Oh yeah, fuck face," and I think that set the tone. What? Stop. Yeah.
Rise and shine, fuckface.
It's early. What do you want?
2 p.m. is early? What were you out partying up at the Danceteria all night? Spraying sweat, chest hairs out, dropping corny pickup lines like a real douche?
How can I help such a fine neighbor as you, Edna?
I know, it was you two crap nuggets that dropped that fucked up kid and his sinister doll on my doorstep.
Where is he now?
Well, after I found my coffee table upside down, my crocheted wall hanging of John Travolta ripped to shreds, and my 2 fish in my mom's cremains, I had to...
Didn't the note say it was your problem?
Listen, Dad, I made him somebody else's problem.
You know what? Sometime you're gonna be sleeping, and I'm gonna call you.
Fine, it's your headache. Bye.
Yeah, bye. Like Rachel's Lil Rot and Viv Rot and everybody. It just became like, let's all fuck with each other.
Yeah.
But we're all friends.
Yeah, like a good abuse.
It's a good abuse, yeah. Yeah.
You guys definitely push the limits with your humor. How do you manage to keep it twisted, but still fun?
It's like walking a tightrope over a pit of flaming skulls. I mean, we want it to be dark, but not, I'm calling a therapist dark, you know. It's all about knowing when to pull back right before someone calls the cops on us.
Yeah. You know, it's always like, is this funny or is this a felony? I think that's the sweet spot. You know, we're outlaws, we're rebels. What can we say? But yous are all accessories with us, so you're going to do time as well. And you're not going to get the spicy ramen noodle. So be ready for your cheat night, because ramen fucking noodles. We'll roll the carved out prison yard rock dice to see who gets the spicy one. But if we ever get locked up, I have an escape plan like the Andy Dufresne's.
Oh yeah? What's our escape plan? Are we going to be doing the chisel in the wall?
That takes too fucking long.
It does. I think I'm going to go in the laundry basket or something and try to get smuggled out.
I mean, yeah, they did that in Samurai Cop with Robert Zadar.
Oh, like they did the laundry basket?
They snuck him into the hospital, and then he killed the guy he needed to kill. And then he just went right back into the laundry basket, and she just wheeled him out. And it was, you know, I think it's got to be laundry basket.
Laundry basket all the way.
I'm not going through a sewer full of shit. Nah, we'll just be thrown up and we'll die. So.
Yeah, and we'll come out and there won't be any money buried or anything.
No, laundry basket all the way, man.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's comforting.
And now, a message from our sponsors.
Stop what you're doing and hit pause on life's bullshit. Join our podcast, Umbrellaholics, where laughter is the only agenda. Subscribe now, because adulting can wait, but our jokes can't.
Umbrellaholics can be found on all podcast platforms. Be sure to like, follow, and subscribe on Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, and X.
Wait till you see what happens next.
Blah, 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 blah. I'm just hearing blah, 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 blah. Every time you talk it sound like blah, 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 blah. I'm just hearing blah, 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 blah. Every time you talk it sound like blah, 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 blah.
What has been your favorite skit or episode so far?
That is completely hard to answer because there have been so many favorite skits.
Yeah.
I think speaking currently and recently, I've discovered a passion and love for our air fried episodes because they're out of format for us. They're not taking place in the building and they're kind of whatever we want them to be. So the air fried skits end up being kind of the funniest to me at points. We've had so many good ones. It's hard to pick.
Yeah, I mean, all of them have little bits of crazy awesome in them. But yeah, I think the air frieds, because it took us by surprise. We weren't sure it was going to happen. Then they just exploded, and we can't get enough of them. And I think our second air fried is double the length of our first one.
Yeah.
Yeah, just because I don't know. Maybe we just... But yeah, the Pint Size Syndicate comes to mind.
In a world where playgrounds are battlegrounds and recess is ruled by the toughest of them all, there's one scaled-down family who reigns supreme. They are the Pint Size Syndicate, and they mean business.
Nap time is over, fellas. It's time to juice up and play hard. Remember, we gotta meet up at noon at the monkey bars.
Well, well, well. If it isn't Godfather Aunt Gia and her little pipsqueaks.
Hey, Bobby the Brains. Is there a fly buzzing around me? It's really pushing my Game Boy buttons.
Yeah, boss, but I don't think it's a fly. I think it's one of them little annoying hamsters that chokes on his own gummy bears.
What do you want, Binky Betty the baby face?
Yeah, go ahead and laugh. You're a bunch of real class clowns. You're not gonna be laughing when I said pacify Polly and trash your lockers. I think your crew is getting a little too big for their car seats. You need to stay in your sandbox and stay off our jungle gym. That's our territory.
I make the rules around here, and recess is non-negotiable. You ain't gotta do nothing about it.
Okay, stupid face. We'll see about that at 2:30.
Oh yeah? How about 3:30? I got detection.
Oh yeah? Well, I got detention too. 3:30 it is.
Hey, Enzo, Gia said you're a little late with your lunch money.
Did you wear your diapers today, Piss Pants Pete?
Now, I only pissed my pants once this week, Enzo. You don't want Sally the Silencer coming to break all your crayons now, do ya? Hand it over.
Can I keep a quarter for the bake sale?
Fuck it over, Enzyme. We need the money for the book fair.
Hey, Piss Pants Pete, I heard you got the fireballs.
We got the big ones, but they're gonna cost you a quarter.
A whole quarter? I'll give you 20 cents.
Yeah, a quarter, that's what I said. I'll even throw in a pixie stick.
All right. But just jam it in my locker. I'm locker number 2-3.
You got it, Jimmy. You've always been one of our best customers.
Now listen, Tommy. I know it was your little book club that were bribing the umpires at the Little League game. I also know about yous cutting the brakes on Louie's tricycle. You know we had to spend 10 minutes at the nurse's office?
Louie had it coming, Principal DeSalvo. As Dr. Seuss would say, his 11s were up.
Listen, smarty pants. I run this place like a tight ship. Now you're gonna tell me who was running the goldfish game in the boiler room, aren't you, Tommy the Tattler? Or I'm gonna bar you from all the field trips leading into junior high.
But...
Give me a name!
It was...
Gia! First of all, it's Godfather at Gia. Show me some respect. You need to calm down. What's going on?
Well, Tommy spilled the jelly beans to Principal DeSalvo about you sending My Little Pony heads to Benny's gang, the Mafia Munchkins.
Tommy the Tattler can't keep his mouth shut and folded under questioning? I'll deal with him later. I got a blanket fort protection racket to collect on, and then I gotta go to the boys' locker room to visit my Gumo.
You want an espresso, kid?
No thanks. I've had a Mountain Dew and a candy cigarette for breakfast. I'm all hopped up. I'm crazy.
This kid, I don't believe it. I kinda like this girl, Carmine. You know, for a little broad, you got a lot of balls.
Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't know you were an expert on the subject. I'm not judging, but if that's what you're into, To each his own.
Maybe I should dig a hole for you, Carmine, and hire her. You kidding, right, boss? Now listen, you're cutting in on my action kit, but I'll give you the benefit of doubt because you're a good earner. You just need to stick to the jungle gyms or whatever's you do, but just stay off my streets and you'll be okay. Capiche?
All right, Mr. Big Cheese. Do you make pizzas too? Or do you just yap about your family business?
Carmine, you know what? Get out of here, kid. Why don't you go kick rocks?
All right, Don Vito. I'll be seeing you around the way.
Get ready for monkey bar standoffs and sticky situations.
Tiny Tony Two Toes, pass out the blasters.
Sally the silencer, mine is leaking.
Shut up, Tiny Tony Two Toes, or I'll squirt off another 2 of your toes.
You're gonna need more than one towel to dry off when I'm done with your crew, Gia.
First of all, you micro mook, you address me as Godfatherette Gia. By the time we get done with the likes of you, you'll be taking a knee and kissing my ring pop.
In the pint-sized syndicate, only the most cunning will rule the schoolyard. Catch it in theaters this Wednesday, March 13th, and streaming exclusively on Channel 13 Go. Rated PG for playground greatness.
Because I think everyone was involved in that one. My mom called me in tears, which was completely surprising. That one, I think, wrote itself. Episode, yeah, it's the air frieds because they're so different. They're scary to write, but I think that was the thrill because we're in the building and we go to the Otis in the elevator and get a phone call. It was just like we had to totally think differently on that.
Yeah.
You have such a talented cast of voice actors. Tell us a bit about them.
We just really love them all, and that's the honest truth. They're all awesome, and a lot of them happened by accident, right?
Yeah.
I think Peter called as a pot farmer, and then, do you want to keep getting crazy? And he's like, yeah. Lizzie, who does Mistress, and Edna, I'd worked with her. She's my oldest New York City friend since 2004, and she's always been a firecracker, a spark plug. And she would just make me laugh at work. And I knew she would be perfect. And then people are on the show. And then like Rachel, you were on the show. Well, actually not she, you're Cindy right now.
Yeah.
Sorry, Cindy. But Rachel was
breaking
on
the fourth wall.
Right.
Yeah, Rachel was on the show as a hairdresser. And I remember listening to it with Disastra, and she was like, she's really good. You should. And then I heard from Eric, who does Otis, and he was like, Floyd. Well, okay, Floyd. I'm the only one in the world that calls him Eric, but yeah.
Me.
Yeah, Floyd. Floyd was like, who is that? You should try and get her to do it. And it's kind of like that. Yeah, Kristen, I knew from back in 2004 around the Lizzie days, and she was an improver. She said, yeah. So yeah, it's kind of like accident, and then just why not these people that we've known all along were awesome, you know?
It's true. We think of all of our voice actors as they are our friends actually, but we always catch up when we talk with them, and we try to have a really good time and lift each other's spirits and laugh. And I think we're successful with that. And we have had some really awesome people that have been with us and then have gone. So, we had Ricky back in the day, and then we had the Bear in the Beard, and the Bear stuck with us, and we love him too.
Yeah.
The newest addition has been Draus.
Yeah.
Can you do it, Jay?
Drawhouse.
So we would like to just call him Drawhouse, or he says, whatever, call him D, because he has a really Slavic name, Drauslav. And he's our newest. Alucard Hermie, the cat, and he came in and he wanted to have a blast with us too. So
yeah, but I would lastly say that, season 1, if you listen to season 1, it's just Steffi, Beck, and I, and we're doing all the commercials and stuff like that. And I think if it would have stayed like that, it would have petered out kind of quickly in a way, like season 2-ish, maybe.
Yeah.
But having all the actors like Rachel and the newest Draw House, I like to say, it wouldn't be like that how it is now without them. So I mean, we always say this. We're always feeling very lucky to have everybody the way we have them now. It's just
Absolutely.
crazy. Yeah.
Very lucky, very blessed to have everyone that.
And it's their show too. It's all of our show. It's not just, who cares that we're just part of it as they are. So it's everybody's show.
They're down to have fun, and we're down to have fun. So it's awesome.
Mm-hmm.
Both of you are very talented comedians.
Thank you.
Like most comedians, there's always an influential comedian before them that they like to take from or emulate. Is there a comedian that is a big influence for you, or maybe a character that the comedian plays that you are influenced or like to emulate yourselves?
I think this all started because we were all fucknuts when we all got together as friends, and we would just sit in my room and laugh. And that's how I knew this could possibly work. So I think that's the first thing. But yeah, we'll take shit from all sorts of stuff. Like, when Disastra goes, when I do Disastra, and I have her say something like, "You gonna come say hi to the kitties," or something. That's Andrew Dice Clay.
Yeah, always in a Long Island accent, he does that.
Oh, always, yeah. And then movies and shit too. It's not. It is comedians, but it's like movies.
Yeah, I think
funny
little
movies.
things that we find humor in, like Gary Busey screaming in DC Cab. We have a dark humor too, so it's hard to find comedians that are in our lane that have that dark humor. We like to merge the paranormal, weird, freaking bizarro land shit, and we just think that's funny. It's the funniest thing. But yeah, I don't think there's any one person, but we do love Carlin. There's certain people we love, but do we emulate them? No. Life is funny in weird ways.
It just happens. I think our knowledge of film, well, at least my knowledge of film, helped out a lot. I didn't think it would here, but it did.
When you are going to record, I know many artists, before they perform or they write, they have to set out orange peels for the aroma, or they have to take a ritualistic bath or eat a certain food. What do you guys do to get yourselves in that creative mood? What sort of rituals do you both perform?
That's a good question.
We squeeze the nuts of goats.
For me, it's always a glass of kombucha with some spicy cayenne drops in it, just to give it that kick. And then later on, when we hit a wall, we spark it up, don't we, Jay? This is for when we're writing, and we just get crazy and high and laugh and come up with crazy shit. And then as far as recording, right before we're going into a big recording, it can be nerve-wracking depending on if we have guests, But I like to center myself with some music, man. I crank some music in my headphones and I just try to kind of zen out, take some deep breaths, and then go in with a smile. Like, I'm going to have a good time no matter what.
Yeah, that's pretty much it. I mean, the first thing that comes to mind is the happy smoke. It's like one of us, we don't just say, "Hey, let's smoke." You'll hear somebody lighting a lighter and then the other one goes, "Oh, I guess I'll take a hit too."
Yeah, it's very random because we don't smoke all the time, but sometimes we're like, yeah, why not? Let's see what happens here.
Hey, buddy, did you just see a real bright light?
You ain't had real moonshine until you've had Cornfield Thunder.
Spin your partner round and round, promenade, circle left, down my right, swing, weave the ring, box the net.
For everybody listening, this is the period where we're both extremely shattered right now. And there's been times where we're trying to figure out something, and then we just sit back in the chair, and I'm like, I'm too fucked up right now, dude.
Yeah. Or I'll say, what did I just say?
Yeah, we wish we had like somebody that could, a stenographer, or
they could dictate for us.
Or like we can rewind, but when we're recording, you can't stop and rewind it. So there's times where we lose something and that brain cell's getting burned.
Oh yeah.
But I'll listen to music beforehand and try and get happy, try and forget about all the shit that is coming after me.
Those are great answers. Well, before we wrap up, last question. What does Umbrellaholics even mean?
That's a good question. Umbrellas, well, they protect you from chaos, right? Well, we're addicted to creating it. So it's like us saying, we're here to shield the world from being too normal.
Yeah, that's a great question. Not sure how we can answer it properly, but here goes. Yeah, normal is overrated. I think life should be a fun time, always has been. I remember George Carlin once said, take a fucking chance. And that should be everyone's mantra. You know, like Om, and then take a fucking chance. I say that to my friends all the time.
I don't know if I want to go out tonight.
Take a fucking chance, you know, and then it goes on. But what it really means is we're addicted to umbrellas. But if we're being honest, we don't really know what it means. We kind of know how we got there, but we don't know what it means. So Beck was doing a podcast before this one, and with Steffi Maniac, and I think we did one for Halloween and then Christmas, just when I hopped on with you girls. And it was, I remember Steffi was doing Steffi Zombie, and we were just dying laughing. And then I think the umbrella part came because it was under the umbrella of Beck's former podcast. Like it would be something under that. And then Steffi said holics. And then that was kind of it. And I've had people at New York City when I'm handing out cards, like even this last week, what does Umbrellaholics mean? I'm like, that, just don't worry about it.
Yeah, that's pretty much, we don't know, actually.
No, we don't really know. Yeah.
Important question everyone is wondering. What does the future hold for yous?
Good question.
Winning the lotto?
That'd be great.
Being creative always, never staying stagnant for me. I'm sure he feels the same. Always thinking, moving, creating, whether it be music, videos, commentary, writing. I've got to always do that. And that's with the future for us.
You'll have to wait and see.
I think so.
Yeah, you'll have to wait and see.
I think that sums it up perfectly. Well, Beck and Jay, this has been something. I'm not sure if I'm entertained, confused, or just questioning my life choices, but it's been a blast. Thanks for coming on.
Thanks for having us.
And don't worry, we'll be sure to send you a scream pillow for your next existential crises. And if anybody asks where you got the scream pillow, you don't know what's going on, you don't know anything. And if you rat, it's going to be a problem. And it's going to be your problem. Because when rats show their teeth, everything is thrown into chaos, and you don't want that.
Umbrellaholics. Chaotic, hilarious, and probably a little dangerous for your mental health. Thanks again to Beck and Jay, and remember to check out their podcast for your weekly dose of insanity. This is Cindy Chatterbox, signing off before they drag me into their next ritual sacrifice. Or worse, a telethon.
Yeah, bye.
Bye.
Change don't change like it used to. Who runs the roost round here? The coop's gone clear. Got the heart from the bass to the snares, but the word is what's keeping them here. Word to my peers. The work don't stop till the top. Think it's resting, but we're not. I spread the message, I just love. I get the S and the P and the R from above. I see them restless with the keys and the palm for the bump. A bit of grinding up the herb is what I'm on. Shouts go out to mums. This one is the icy one. Go get the long johns. 50 Pret in London, if it's on then I'm on. I know they feel it when I spit, it's like the Missy song. Shut your noise, silence when I run the voice. S-P-R. In your ears, open your mind. Why do they talk like gangsters, but they don't move like gangsters? Why do they walk like gangsters, but they don't move like gangsters? Why do they act like gangsters, but they don't move like gangsters? Why do they rap like gangsters, but they don't move like gangsters? Tell your favorite rapper that I'm here, not to clash, I'm gon' collab a lot this year. Maxing out the bang, don't need no gloves or mask for that. I got this yapper ear, a geezer with the tracks they want to hear. been this way for years. Still they sending messages in bottles. Was this really meant or was it not for? Can't connect the dots, I got this smelly in my pocket, I forgot, yo. Strictly high grade and that's the motto. Unless the plug is awful. Don't do OZs, not the other lab, been left alone to be my own steez. Now they clock on, race to the bottom. I see it all, I know my options. Never gonna stop unless I often. Not Billy and Mandy, you're dealing with me and the beast, a different beast. Not feeling the average, I come with the elegant steez and do as I please. I am a mountain to a molehill, highlight of the show reel. Love me cause I'm so real. Gangsters, but they don't move like gangsters. Why do they walk like gangsters? But they don't move like gangsters. Why do they act like gangsters? But they don't move like gangsters. Why do they rap like gangsters? But they don't move like gangsters.